My name is Sarah Woodbury, and I'm here today to talk about the Templars. This is the third video of our recent visit to France. The Templars were formed in 1118, when 9 knights took holy vows to defend Jerusalem. In 1128, their founder received a blessing from the Pope to formally form a new order of warrior knights. They adopted the Order of St. Benedict and the white robes of the Cistercians and began recruiting. Men flocked to join and were accepted into a hierarchical system of knights, sergeants who wore black robes, farmers, and chaplains. Within 50 years, the order became one of the largest landowners not only in the Holy Land, but in France and England. They became moneylenders in the major cities and were one of the finest fighting forces in the world. On the way to accumulating land, wealth, and the power that came with it, they established monasteries throughout Europe called Commanderies. We visited 5 such commanderies on our recent visit to France. All 5 were rural farming commanderies, fortified monasteries in other words, and were established like monasteries to be self-sufficient. Richeranches, founded in 1136, was one of the most important commanderies in Provence, in that others looked to it for authority. It was known for raising and training horses, a stud farm, for knights to take to war in the Holy Land. It also produced wine, wool, and wheat. The first commandery in the Larzac region of France was Saint-Eulalie de Cernon, which was founded in 1153 when an abbot donated a church to the Templars. In 1159, the Count of Barcelona, / the King of Aragon, gave the Templars a vast grant of land, and over the next decades, the Templars became the largest landowner in the region. La Couvertoirade, La Cavalerie, and Saint-Jean d'Alcas were all daughter houses to Saint-Eulalie de Cernon. Though remote today, in the Middle Ages, these commanderies all sat near major roads and were important breeding centers for horses, cattle, and sheep. The decline of the Templars began in the 13th century, as various possessions in the Holy Land were lost to Muslim forces. In 1291, the last stronghold in the Holy Land, Acre, fell, and many in Europe began to question why the Templars continued to exist at all. Taking advantage of this resentment, in 1307, King Philippe of France ordered the arrest of the Templars in every commandery throughout France, all on the same day. This included the Grand Master Jacques de Molay. That first day, 625 knights were arrested. 45 of those Templars were held in Philippe's fortress of Aguas Mortes on the Mediterranean. Ironically, it was from Aguas Mortes that Philippe's grandfather, King Louis, had set sail for the Holy Land on crusade in the previous century. In fact, when Louis was captured while on crusade in 1250, it was the Knights Templar who literally paid a king's ransom for his return. With this coordinated action, Philippe was able to confiscate all Templar wealth, land, and possessions, including their fortress in Paris known as the Paris Temple. To give an example of the wealth involved, royal reports show that the Saint-Eulalie commandery owned 35 horses, 22 oxen for plowing, 120 cattle, 24 pigs, 180 goats, and 1,725 sheep. Once he took their wealth, Philippe was less interested in the commanderies in more rural areas, many of which he ended up giving to another order of warrior knights, the Hospitallers. This order took over the 5 commanderies we visited, though they were later either given to the church and/or abandoned outright. Once that happened, the local people moved in, seeking the protection of the commanderies' walls. All 5 towns probably exist to this day as a result. Next week, we are going to talk more about the sites associated with the rulers of France in the 13th century. If you like this video, click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel. There'll be a new video next week. And if you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.